Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Here we're going to talk about the ins and outs to grinding Mirumok Ruins. You can do it on any class. I'm going to be showing you it on Shai as that is the main class I play. The concept's the same between each class, all the different intricates to how they spawn or how different things happen in their different functionalities. And now let's get on into it. First of all, Mirumok Ruins can be found on the map down in the bottom left area over in Grana area, Sylvia, and it's right here. It is recommended for 2 to 3 players and 240 AP, but at this point it's kind of an outdated area and can be grinded solo. Another good area that you can grind next to would be Manchom's Forest, but it also only gives mana potion, which you really should be going for health potion first, as that is most important. Here's a picture of all the different rotations that you can do in Mirumok Ruins. I'm going to show the ones that I recommend specifically to you in just a moment. So we are here at Mirumok Forest, or the Hollow Forest, and we enter coming from Manchom's area right over to here. Now, first off, I'm at rotation 7 right now. I'm going to show you that one first, but I'm only going to show you rotation 7 through 4. The rest of them I am not as experienced with, mainly because I don't like them as much as these ones. These ones tend to be a bit better and much more friendly. So first off, you can park your horse right down here. It's pretty safe. You can run up to this tree, do that one, and then rotate on down to that one right over there, and that one right there, and come on back. Or you can do that one first, then that one. Either work. Now that's the basics of this rotation. Let's head on up to rotation 6. Just like rotation 7, rotation 6 is quite simple. First off, you start with this tree right here, then you come on down to this tree, followed by this tree right here, and then right on over to this tree here. Now we're gonna head up to rotation 4. This one's the primary rotation, the one that most people do, mainly because it's easiest for 2 people to do. And also really easy to power level someone in, as someone could sit in that tree and get almost all of the experience. So first off, you start off with this tree, then you come on down, and there's a double pull right here between these trees, and then you run on up to this tree right on over here, and then there's an extension here, but that's only if you need it, and you rotate on back down here. Now, even with that extra extension there, if you still need another extension, which is possible but not as common, there's also this tree right down here. Now finally, rotation 5 is my favorite solo grind for this area, and it's right on up this hill. First off, you start off with this tree right here. Once you get this tree, you run on down to here, get that tree, run on over here, this tree, and finally the tree right here. Now, there's 2 spots you can park your horse. I usually park my horse up here. It's kind of a nice little area, and there's a good tent spot right there if you have a tent. But there's also, more commonly, people park their horse right down the hill here, right around here. I don't like it as much, primarily because there's a tree right there, and because it's not as safe, usually. I recommend you just park your horse right up the hill, right in those ruin areas. It's a lot more safe. I mean, it's more of a pain in the ass to get to your horse, but it's cozy. Now let's talk about how to actually grind the area. So first off, I'm a Shai, so I'm going to start off with my buffs, of course. But first of all, you hit the tree. As you hit the center tree, you cannot really damage it, but it spawns these little guys right here. They are called Voros. They're the ones that give you most of the loot, as they're also the most that spawn, but they are also quite weak. They're just kind of the normal mob you find around here. The main ones that give you most of the loot are the old Mirumok here, which is the giant one, and the other Mirumoks around it. Now, the old Mirumok can stun you, so I would be aware of that. And whenever the Voros spawn, they have a little red circle around the area that they spawn, and it does do a lot of damage if you stand in that red circle as they spawn. Now, it'll spawn them for about 45 seconds to a minute, depending on how fast you kill them. But it'll keep spawning them, and eventually once you kill the last pack of them, the tree in the center will become vulnerable and you can damage the tree in the center. I would recommend running just a simple cron meal as it gives you a decent amount of damage for this area. And you can see once they're all killed, you can damage a tree in the center there and move on to the next tree. That's the basic functions of this area. Here's a little demonstration of it. I'm going to speed it up a little bit so that it doesn't take all your time. That's the gist of how you grind in this area. You're just going to do this over and over again and rotate from tree to tree. It's kind of a chill grind. You don't really need to put much effort into it. Now, if you're starting with seasonal gear, you might struggle a little bit, but for the most part, it's going to be a calming grind. Now, if you aren't interested or do not play Shai, I would recommend you just skip this part. It is just going to be me talking about how to grind with Shai a little bit in this area, or in general, really. But there is another part after this that I would recommend you come back to. That's me talking about the profits of this area. Shai is one of the better classes to grind in this area with, primarily because Shai excels in killing a lot of monsters that group up, or killing a lot of monsters that do not have much motion and stand still. As a lot of the Mirumoks in this area are slow, Shai is pretty good with them. I would recommend just a couple combos to finish them off quickly. So first of all, tuck and roll, of course. Forward R gives you a massive attack boost. As you can see down here, 20% attack speed boost. Imperative that you use this. Then you also have Hop 3 and Quick 2. Quick 2 gives you an evasion rate boost, and then Hop 3 gives a debuff to the enemies that get hit by it. 35 DP debuff. It is pretty good for finishing them off quickly. You could also do Try This, which increases all accuracy. Quick 2, which again increases evasion. Eat This, which gives another debuff to enemies that get hit by it. It does not stack with Hop 3, it's just an extra one you can use. And then 1, 2, 3 is the primary damage skill. Now, of course, there's also your Awakening buffs, Sun, Moon, Stars, Time to Shine, Shout to the Sky, and Summer Rain. You can also debuff them if you really want, which the debuff would be Shift Q while you are in Awakening. That one's a slight little DP debuff. It's not massive, just hurts them a little bit. Now, one thing you can do is you can use a keybind for your Sun, Moon, Stars, then hold F and then spam ASD, and it uses all of them. The combination should look something like this. Tuck and roll, Hop 3, Quick 2, Try This, Eat This, 1, 2, 3, then do another 1, 2, 3, and repeat. I'm out of mana, so that's just how it goes. And now that's basically just how to use Shai in this area. Now, if you want to go into more in-depth things, I'm probably going to make a new Shai guide. My old Shai guide is not the greatest. I need to update it a bit. And now let's talk about the money aspects. So, as always, we're going to be using Garmot.com. It is something you should use if you are planning on playing this game for a while. It gives a lot of good information, and there's also the Gear Planner, which gives other things. So, first of all, if we take a look at Mirumok runes, the average silver per hour isn't the greatest, but it's also increased from what it used to be after they added Atanis' elements. You cannot sell them, but they are worth quite a lot of money in of themselves without being sold. The reason for this is because one Atanis element counts for a pity piece of any type of potion that you want to make. Now, if you want more information on potions, that requires an entire separate guide, which I've already made. I will link it right down below, and here's what the cover image looks like if you want to just take a look real quick. But let's get back into the point. If you want to make a infinite potion, primarily a health potion, those are the most common ones that beginners like to make, and mana potion's more of an optional option. But if you're trying to make, let's say, a health potion, you're going to need 3 full pieces. That means 300 pity pieces from 3 different types of monsters. Now, Atanis' elements are kind of like the odd piece. You get one, you can make it a pity piece for any of the other 3. They can also drop at Mirumok Ruins. So if you, let's say you grind Blood Wolves and you're having fun there, but you get the piece and you need to grind Ronaros next. Nobody likes grinding there. Nobody does. I mean, sure, you can grind there and you have a better chance of getting the piece faster, but you could also grind Mirumoks, make more money, get a ton more experience, get some Voltara Eclipse Belts, which are decent in my opinion, and also get some Atanis' elements, which are the slower way to do it, but probably the more effective way to do it in this case. Now, the next good part about it is, as I said, the experience. This place is one of the best experience areas you're going to do other than Upper Gyphons, which is decently hard on seasonal, especially as a new player, and it's a party zone, so you'd need at least a 5-person party, and it would probably be hard to get one without telling them that you're new to the game and that you're trying to learn the area, especially since a lot of the people tend to like min-maxing money since it's a good money area. And then there's also Underground Gyphons, which you're not going to do till you're very high gear. It's one of the higher grind spots, but also gives about 2.5 times the XP of Mirumok Ruins. But other than those 2 areas, Mirumok Ruins is basically the pinnacle of what you're going to be doing for EXP for a good while. I would recommend you level to 61 through questing if you're first starting the game, as it's a little hard to grind up to there, or have someone power level you. That's another option. I don't recommend it as much, but it's there if you want to. But once you get to 61, Mirumok Ruins is a good spot to get to 62. With the recommended buffs, you could get there in about 10 hours or so, which is pretty good as a starting player. And especially on season servers where you have 100% EXP boost, that's another good way to get there. Now, other than EXP and Atanis' elements, there's not really much you're going to be getting out of this. You're going to get about 300 million, 250 million silver. It's not the greatest amount, but it's definitely not something you should scoff at, especially if you're going for the potion, where other areas like Ronaros are going to get you somewhere around 150 million silver and really nothing else. Not EXP, not anything. So if you really care for getting EXP or all that, then this is a good spot for trying to get your potion. Now, Blood Wolves are definitely better for money. They're not as good for experience, that's for sure. So I would recommend you grind the Blood Wolves piece if you're going for your potion. But Hurricans and Ronaros, this spot would probably be better for both of them. Now, we've kind of talked about all there is to know about the area specifically. If you want to get more in depth how to grind in general, there's a couple guides that I have that you could watch. Things like how to get pets or how to get fairies. Those can help you grind, especially pets, since they pick up loot for you as you grind. Or other videos like proper buffing or different things like that. I would recommend you watch those, but I hope you enjoyed the video. I will see y'all later. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, show it to friends, turn notifications, do whatever you're gonna do, and I will see y'all later. Goodbye, everybody.